the last conversation, the man wanted to know what they should get Anthony for his birthday. It was coming up pretty soon, and he would be busy murder the week. The woman commented Anthony's birthday wasn't for another 2 weeks. It was her friend wedding that coming quicken, and she suggested having mixed up Anthony's birthday with Tony's birthday. The man agreed with him, and she replied to the woman he would better get his to the right link. And he wants to know why they didn't go to the mall and get a wedding present and a birthday gift for Tony and Anthony. She could drop off her dress at the right listeners along the way too, if necessary. The woman agreed with him, and she wants to know what the man did have in mind for Anthony. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. Conversation number 9. The woman said to the man she had tried to finish the Christmas shopping that night. However, the mall had been so crowded that it hadn't taken all day just to buy a few items. The man replied that was what happened when she went shopping on the weekend, and he thought they could get a chance to finish it during the week. The woman commented she would if she could. They were both so busy with work and the kids, though. The only thing he could think of was maybe leaving the kids with a babysitter so they could quickly finish the shopping. The man agreed with him, and he said he would call Susie down the street. The kids loved her. Conversation number 8. The man said hello to the woman, and he said if the electrician could tell him he should come by the day after. However, not before 1 in the afternoon. Nobody would be there before then, and he would be looked out. The woman agreed with him, and she wanted to know what the woman should say if he couldn't come at or the following day. The man replied to the woman he should be able to make it. He didn't think he was that busy. Anyway, if the field box wasn't fixed the day after, he would have to take a look at it himself. The woman commented that was a terrible idea. She would tell the electrician that it was an emergency. Conversation number 7. The man said to the woman he was thinking about closing that gallery, and they hadn't been selling enough work, and the renting that neighborhood was pretty steep. The woman suggested giving it another month or 2 before deciding anything. And she commented he could do something to attract visitors, like them showcase or more advertising. The man replied to the woman that was not a bad idea. However, he would worry about losing even more money if they did that. The woman commented a friend of hers managed a trendy coffee shop. She would probably love to sponsor a joint event. They could take some piece to her shop. It was worth a shop. The woman said good afternoon to the man, and she was calling from the warm-up group to negotiate the term the property sale. The man agreed with him, and she replied to the woman, Mr. Binet had been expecting her call, and he was right. Mr. Binet was in a staff meeting right then. He would have to get back to her later, and he wants to know if the woman could leave her name and number. The woman replied she was Clyde Monroe, and he had the number. If he could tell him to call as soon as possible, and let him know that she had decided against his development proposals, and she commented they would have to go back to the drawing board. The man agreed with her, and he commented he would tell him himself. Conversation number 5. The man said to the woman she was planning on visiting her family in Vancouver that summer, and he hadn't seen any family for 2 years then. The man wanted to know if the woman had booked the airline ticket yet. They could be costly if he booked them at the last minute. He usually reserved his 3 months in advance. The woman disagreed with him. She replied to him she hadn't been looking at ticket price online, and he had missed out on a big sale that would have saved her $300. And the man commented that were a lot of money. He hadn't planned his vacation to Montreal to see his brother. It costed him half the price because he had booked his ticket well in advance. Conversation number 4. The man said to the woman he still hadn't heard back from the Panthers, and he asked them how long it would take them to finish the lobby. The woman replied to him they had to call a little while before while he was out. They said it would take at least another week. The man hoped it didn't take any longer than that, and he could reopen for business until the painting was finished. And he was afraid they could be losing guests each day. They were closed. The woman started worrying about it too much. The works hadn't been there the year before. They repainted some of the rooms. They had a great job. Conversation number 3. The man said hello to the woman and he told her about Mark Johnston, and he said he had been dancing in a way. So he would like to make an appointment. The woman agreed with him and she replied to him. They had some opening for Monday and she wanted to know if the man could come in the morning. The man disagreed with him because his work schedule was already busy, so he would rather make an appointment for after 6 p.m. and he wanted to know if the office were open that late. The woman commented that they open until 9 p.m. once a week. That was on Wednesday. She would schedule him for Wednesday at 7. Conversation number 2. The man said hello to the woman and he said he was having a bit of trouble assembling the computer and he wanted to know if the woman could give him a hand. The woman replied, first, the plugs were color-coded, such as John or the colors when he plugged in a port. Next, he was going to need the installation disk. They should be in the box. Just hoping those disks and they would tell him exactly what to do. The man wanted to know if he should pop in the CDs first and then plug in the port. It didn't matter which CD he was loud first. The woman agreed with him and she suggested plugging him in the port first, or else he couldn't use his mouth. However, he thought he didn't need his speakers. He could do that later if he wanted. For this, he should put in the Blue Master CD first, and then he could put in the other CD in any order. Likely, he needed his internet connection to register his computer. Hello everybody. Today I would like to tell you a short conversation between the man and the woman. Conversation number 1. The man said hello to the woman and he said that his wife and he would like to plan a honeymoon and they needed her help planning it. And he commented they would fit a package and they would like to get the amount for their honey. The woman agreed with him and she wanted to know what type of vacation he would like. And she suggested doing some sightseeing and joining a tour package or doing some shopping. And she wanted to know how many days she was looking at. The man agreed with him, however, not more than a week. She thought they would like some place to relax, but also do something sightseeing and readable. They would like to go somewhere with a warm climate. The woman replied, that time of year, Hawaii, Guam, and Europe was good choice. Airfare was low to Europe Gum were much more relaxing than Hawaii. However, Hawaii had much more shopping and it were a bit more exciting. Gum was also more secluded than Hawaii.
Hello everybody. Today I would like to tell you a short conversation between the man and the woman. Number one, the man said hello to the woman and he said his wife and he would like to plan a honeymoon and they needed her help planning it. And he commented they had a fixed budget and they would like to get the most for their money. The woman agreed with him and then she wanted to know what type of vacation he would like, a resort to relax it. And she asked if the man would like to do some sightseeing or to join a tour package or to do some shopping and how many days he was looking at. The man replied to her not more than a week and he supposed they would like some place to relax. However, also do some sightseeing and he commented they would like to go somewhere with a warm climate. The woman replied to him, that time of year, Hawaii, Guam, and Hebrew were good choices. A fare was low to Hebrew, and she commented, Guam was much more relaxing than Hawaii. However, Hawaii had much more shopping and it was a bit more exciting. And Guam was also more scheduled than Hawaii. Number two, the man said hello to the woman and he said he was having a bit of trouble assembling the computer and he suggested giving him a hand. The woman agreed with him and she said first on the blocks were color coded, so just join up on the colors when he plugged in the codes. And then she commented he was going to need the installation discs and they should be in the box. Just pop in those discs and they would tell him exactly what to do. The man wanted to know if he should pop in the CDs first and then plug in the course and which CDs he loaded first. The woman suggested plug in the course first or else he couldn't use his mouse. However, she supposed he didn't need his speakers yet. He could do that. He could do that last if he wanted. And then she suggested putting in the Blue Master CD first and putting in the other CDs in any order. And lastly, he needed his internet connection to register his computer. Number three, the man said hello to the woman and he introduced her about him. And he said he hadn't seen a dentist in a while and he would like to make an appointment. The woman agreed with him and she said they had some openings for Monday and she suggested coming in the morning. The man disagreed with her because his work schedule was pretty busy, so he suggested making an appointment for after 6 p.m. and he asked if the office was open that late. The woman replied to him, they stay open until 9 p.m. once a week. That was on Wednesday, and she commented she would schedule him for Wednesday at 7. Number 4. The man said to the woman he still hadn't heard back from the Panthers, and he wanted to know how long it would take to them to finish the lobby. The woman replied to him they had called a little while before, while he had been out, and they said it would take at least another week. The man hoped it didn't take any longer than that, and because they couldn't reopen for business until the painting was finished, and he was afraid they could be losing guests each day they were closed. The woman replied to him he didn't worry about it too much because those workers had been there the year after to repaint some of the rooms, and they had a great job. Number 5. The woman said to the man she was planning on visiting her family in Vancouver that summer, and she hadn't seen any family for 2 years then. The man wanted to know if the woman had booked the airline tickets yet, because they could be costly if the woman bought them at the last minute. He commented he usually reserved 3 months in advance. The woman disagreed with him because she had been looking at ticket prices online, and she had missed out on a big sale that would have saved her $300. The man commented that was a lot of money, and he had planned his vacation to Montreal to see his brother, and it cost him half the price because he had booked his ticket well in advance. And number 6. The woman said hello to the man, and she said she was calling from the Wardlow group to negotiate the terms of the property sale. The man agreed with her, and he said Miss Bennett had been expecting her call, and he was afraid. Miss Bennett was in stock meeting right then, and then he commented he would have to get back to her later, and he suggested leaving her name and number. The woman replied to him she was Clive Monroe, and he had the number, so she said if he could tell Miss Bennett to call as soon as possible, and suggested letting Miss Bennett know that she had decided against Miss Bennett's developed proposals, and they would have to back to the drawing board. The man agreed with her, and he said he would tell Miss Bennett himself. And number 7. The man thought he was going to close the art gallery because they hadn't been selling enough work, and the rent in that neighborhood was pretty steep. The woman suggested giving it another month or 2 before deciding anything, because he could do some to attract visitors, like him the showcase or more advertising. The man agreed with her. However, he was worried about losing even more money if they do that. The woman wanted to know what the man knew because she said her friend manages a trendy coffee shop. She would probably love to sponsor a joint event, and they could take some pieces to her shop. And she commented it was worth a shot. Number 8. The man said hello to the woman, and he said if the electrician called, tell the electrician he should come by the following day. However, not before 1 in the afternoon, because nobody would be there before then, and he would be looked out. The woman agreed with him, and she wanted to know what she should say if the electrician couldn't come at all the following day. The man replied to her the electrician should be able to make it, and he didn't think the electrician was that busy. And then he commented if the fuse box was fixed the day after, he would have to take a look at it himself. The woman disagreed with him, and she said she would tell the electrician that it was an emergency. And number 9. The woman said to the man she had tried to finish the Christmas shopping that day. However, the mall had been so crowded that it took all day just to buy a few items. And the man replied to her that was what happens when she go shopping on the weekend, and he thought they could get a chance to finish. It was up during the week. The woman agreed with him. However, she said she were both so busy with work and the kids, and she thought she was going to leave the kids with a babysitter so they could quickly finish the shopping. The man agreed with her, and he said he would call Susie down the street. The kids loved her.
Hello everyone, today I would like to tell you about a short conversation. The conversation 1. The man said hello to the woman, and he said that he's white and he would like to plan a honeymoon, and they needed her help planning it, and they had a fixed budget, and they would like to get the most for their money. The woman agreed with him, and he wanted to know what type of vacation he would like, and a resort to relax at. She asked if he would like to do some sightseeing, and to join a tour package, or to do some shopping, and how many days were he looking at. The man replied to her, not more than a week, and he supposed they would like some place to relax. However, also do some sightseeing, and they would like to go somewhere with a warm climate. The woman replied to him, that time of year, Hawaii, warm and yellow were good choice, and airfare was low to zero. And he commented, warm was much more relaxing than Hawaii. However, Hawaii had much more shopping, and it was bit more exciting. Warm was also more secure than Hawaii. The conversation 2. The man said hello to the woman, and he said that he was having a bit of trouble assembling that computer, and he started giving him a hand. The woman agreed with him, and she said that first all the plugs were closed corded, so just dry up on the colors when he plugged in the codes, and then he was going to need the installation disk, and they should be in the books. Just pop in those disks, and they could tell him exactly what to do. The man wanted to know. He should pop in the CDs first, then plug in the codes, and which CD he wanted first. The woman replied to him. The woman suggested plugging in the codes first, or he couldn't use his mouse. However, he supposed he didn't needed his speakers yet, and he could do that less if he wanted. And she suggested put the thing in the Blue Master CD first, and putting in the other CDs in any order. And he commented, Leslie he needed his internet connection to register his computer. The conversation 3. The man said hello to the woman, and he introduced about him, and she said that he hadn't seen a dentist in a while, so he could like to make an appointment. The woman agreed with him, and she said that they had some openings for Monday, and she suggested coming in the morning. The man disagreed with her because his work schedule was pretty busy. So he suggested making an appointment for after 6 p.m. and he wanted to know the office was open that late. The woman replied to him. They stayed open until 9 p.m. once a week. That was on Wednesday, and he would schedule him for Wednesday at 7. The conversation 4. The man said to the woman he still hadn't heard back from the painters, and he wanted to know how long it could take to them to finish the lobby. The woman replied to him. They had called a little while before while he had been out, and they said it could take at least another week. The man commented he hoped it didn't take any longer than that, and they couldn't reopen for business until the painting was finished. And he was afraid they could be losing guests each day they were closed. The woman commented he didn't worry about it too much, and because those workers was there the year before to repaint some of the rooms, and they had a great job. The conversation 5. The woman said that he was planning on visiting her family in Vancouver that summer, and she hadn't seen any family for 2 years then. The man wanted to know she had booked the airline tickets yet, and he commented they could be costly if she bought them at the last minute, and he usually reserved 3 months in advance. The woman disagreed with him because She had been looking at ticket prices online, and she had missed out on a big seat sale that would have saved her $300. The man commented that was a lot of money, and he had planned his vacation to Montreal to see his brother, and it cost him half the price because he had booked his ticket well in advance. The conversation 6. The woman said hello to the man, and she said that she was calling from the Woodlow Group to negotiate the terms of the property sale. The man agreed with her, and she said that Miss Bennett had been expecting her call, and he was afraid Miss Bennett was in a staff meeting right then. Then he commented he would have to get back to her late, and he stressed leaving her name and number. The woman replied to him she was Clara Monroe, and he had the number, and she commented if he could tell Miss Banner to call as soon as possible, and strategically letting Miss Banner know that she had decided against Miss Banner's development proposals, and they could have to go back to the drawing board. The man agreed with her, and he said that he would tell Miss Bennett himself. The conversation 7. The man thought he was going to close that art gallery because they hadn't been selling enough work, and the rent in that neighborhood was pretty steep. The woman stressed giving it another month or two before deciding anything, because he could do something to attract visitors, like her themed showcase or more advertising. The man agreed with her. However, he was worried about losing even more money if they do that. The woman wanted to know. The woman wanted to know what he knew, and she said that her friend manages a trendy coffee shop, and she would probably love to sponsor a giant event, and they could take some pieces to her shop, and she thought it was worth a shot. The conversation 8. The man said hello to the woman, and he said that if the electrician called, tell the electrician he should come by. The electrician should come by the following day. However, not before 1 in the afternoon, because nobody could be there before then, and he could be looked out. The woman agreed with him, and she wanted to know what she should say if the electrician couldn't come on the following day. The man replied to him, the electrician should be able to make it, and he didn't think the electrician was that busy, and he commented if the food books wasn't fixed the following day, and he would have to take a look at it himself. The woman disagreed with him, and she said that she could tell the electrician that it was an emergency. The conversation 9. The woman said to the man, she had tried to finish the Christmas shopping that day. However, the mall had been so crowded that it took all day just to buy a few items. The man said that was what happens when she goes shopping on the weekend, and he thought they could get a chance to finish, and it was up during the week. The woman agreed with him, and she commented they were both so busy with work and the kids. The woman thought she was going to leave the kids with a babysitter, so they could quickly finish the shopping. The man agreed with her, and he said that he could call Susie down the street, and the kids loved her. The last conversation, the man wanted to know what they could get Anthony for his birthday, and it was coming up pretty soon, and he could be busy most of the week. The woman replied to him, Anthony's birthday wasn't for another 2 weeks, and it was her friend's wedding that coming weekend, and she said that she must have mixed up Anthony's birthday with Tony's birthday. The man was surprised by that, and he commented he should better get his suit dry cleaned, and he started going to the mall and getting a wedding present and a birthday gift for Tony and Anthony, and she commented she could drop off her dress at the dry cleaners along the way to if necessary. The woman agreed with him, and she commented, by the way, she wanted to know what he had in mind for Anthony.
Hello everyone. Today I would like to tell you 10 short conversations between two people. Number 1. The man said hello to the woman, and he said he and his wife would like to plan a honeymoon, and he suggested planning it, and he said they had the fixed budget, and they could like to get the most for their money. The woman agreed with him, and she said she wanted to know what type of vacation he would like, and the woman suggested relaxing at the resort, or doing some sightseeing, or joining a tour package, or doing some more shopping. And she wanted to know how many days he was looking at. The man agreed with her, and he replied that not more than a week. And he said they would like some place to relax, but also do some more seeing, and preferably they could like go somewhere with a warm climate. The woman agreed with him. He suggested Hawaii, warm, and Europe was a good choice. Airfare was low to Europe. Warm was much more relaxing than Hawaii. However, Hawaii had much more shopping, and it was a bit more exciting. And warm was also more scheduled than Hawaii. Number 2, the man got the woman's attention, and he said he was having a big trouble assembling that computer, and he offered to give him a hand. And the woman agreed with him, and she said first all the parts were color coded, so just join up all the colors when he plugged in the cords, and next he was going to need the installation disc, and they should be in the box, and just pop in those discs, and they could tell him exactly what to do. The man wanted to know if he should pop in the CDs first and then plug in the cord, or it matter which CDs he load first. The woman replied that he should plug in the cord first, or else he couldn't use his mouse. However, she supposed he didn't need his speakers, and she said he could do that last. For the disc, he should put in the Blue Master CD first, and then he could put in the other CDs in any order, and lastly he needed his internet connection to register his computer. The man said hello to the woman. He introduced about Mark Johnston, and he said he hadn't seen a dentist in a while, so he could like to make an appointment. The woman agreed with her, and she said they had some openings for Monday, and she suggested coming in the morning. The man disagreed with her because his work schedule was pretty busy, so he could better make an appointment for after 6 p.m. And he suggested opening the office late. The woman replied that they stayed open until 9 p.m. once a week, and that was on Wednesday. And she said she could schedule him for Wednesday at 7. And said to the woman he hadn't heard back from the painters. He had asked them how long it would take them to finish the lobby. The woman replied that they had called a little while before, while he had been out, and they had said it could take at least another week. And the man hoped it didn't take any longer than that, and they couldn't reopen for business until the painting was finished, and he was afraid they could be losing each day. They had been closed. The woman said that didn't worry about it because those workers had been there the year before to repaint some of the rooms, because they had done a great job. Hello to the man. She said she was calling from the work law group to negotiate the terms of the property sale. The man agreed with her. He said Mr. Bennett had been expecting her call, and he said Mr. Bennett was in the staff meeting right then. He would have to get back to her later, and he suggested leaving her name and number. The woman replied that she was Claire Mulder. She said she started calling her as soon as possible, and please let Mr. Bennett knew that she had decided against his development to proposal, and they would have to go back to the drawing board. The man agreed with her. He said he could tell him. The woman's attention, and he commented if the electrician could tell him he should come by the day after, however, not before 1 in the afternoon. Nobody could be there before then, and he could be locked out. The woman agreed with him, and she wanted to know what she should say if he couldn't come at all tomorrow, at all the day after. The man replied that he should be able to make it, and he didn't think he was that busy. Anyway, if the fuse box wasn't fit the day after, he could have to take a look at it himself. The woman commented that was a terrible idea, and she could tell the electrician that was an emergency. And number 9, the woman said to the man she had tried to finish the Christmas shopping that day. However, the mall had been so crowded that it had taken all day just to buy a few items. And the man commented that was what happened when she went shopping on the weekend, and he thought they could get a chance to finish it up during the week. The woman agreed with him. She said they were both so busy with work and the kids. The only thing she could think of was maybe leaving the kids with her baby sister, so they could quickly finish the shopping. The man agreed with her. He said he suggested calling Susie down the street because the kids loved her. She said she was calling from the work law group to negotiate the terms of the property sale. The man agreed with her. He said Mr. Bennett had been expecting her call, and he said Mr. Bennett was in the staff meeting right then. He would have to get back to her later, and he suggested leaving her name and number. The woman replied that she was Clara Mulder, and she said she suggested calling her as soon as possible, and please let Mr. Bennett knew that she had decided against his development to proposal, and they would have to go back to the drawing board. The man agreed with her. He said he could tell him. Woman, he hadn't heard back from the painters. He had asked them how long it would take them to finish the lobby. The woman replied that they had called a little while before, while he had been out, and they had said it could take at least another week. And the man hoped it didn't take any longer than that, and they couldn't reopen for business until the painting was finished, and he was afraid they could be losing each day. They had been closed. The woman said that didn't worry about it because those workers had been there the year before to repaint some of the rooms because they had done a great job. And he commented, if the electrician could tell him he should come by the day after, however, not before 1 in the afternoon. Nobody could be there before then, and he could be locked out. The woman agreed with him, and she wanted to know what she should say if he couldn't come at all tomorrow, at all the day after. The man replied that he should be able to make it, and he didn't think he was that busy. Anyway, if the fuse box wasn't fit the day after, he would have to take a look at it himself. The woman commented that was a terrible idea, and she could tell the electrician that was an emergency.